Kansas City Chiefs. And while it's becoming super hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes on any given Sunday, Monday, or Thursday, I do like the fact that Drew is back in the lineup and he can start to get his feet wet again and get ready for a playoff run. And this could be a Super Bowl matchup, which is why I think the Kansas City Chiefs would be up for this game. But, you know, the deciding factor is Patrick Mahomes and what he's able to do week in and week out. It always looks the same. He's getting better and better, you know, more understanding of what Andy Reid is asking of him to do within the framework of the offense. But, you know, when I factor in everything, I think it's going to come down to, you know, the outside, the receivers versus the corners, Kansas City Chiefs receivers versus the New Orleans Saints corners, and how that matchup goes in terms of, you know, what they bring to the table. But stopping Travis Kelce is going to be the key. He's the X factor. He's the guy on the Kansas City Chiefs offense who changed the dynamic of what Andy Reid can do every week. And it's just evident. So, you know, until you can stop that and shut it down, and nobody has been able to, I think the Kansas City Chiefs win this game. I think Drew comes back. He plays well, but ultimately he gets ready for the up-and-coming weeks with this game right here. So, you know, get a chance to get his feet wet, get back out there. Patrick Mahomes, another victory for him.
The Saints are taking a big chance with this one, Skip. They realize now if Drew re-injures those ribs, it's over. What he came back for is over. He had 11 broken ribs a month ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a month ago.
You ever heard of anybody having 11?
No, Skip, that's a car crash.
Yeah.
And if you look at the hit that he took, Skip, that hit, I've seen guys get hit twice as hard as what Drew got.
Agreed.
And they pop right up. Drew, and as you get older, that's one thing. Them licks hurt a little bit more back as we got older.
Yes, sir.
You didn't pop up as quick. I'm going to take the Chiefs also. And I was like, if I look at this, I'm not so sure the Chiefs don't have the three best players on the field. Now, even with Drew coming back, it's hard to say we know Mahomes is the best. Kelce and Tyreek, now Mike Thomas, he hadn't practiced, but he's going to play.
I assume, but he's got an ankle issue.
Yeah, but he's going to play. He'll be ready to go. The thing is, for me, Kansas City gets off the bus with 30. Okay, so that's the line we start at, Skip. Can he get to 30? Because he can get to like this. And so I believe that he does. Now, I think the game plan that Dennis Allen had last week will probably work better because Mahomes is not looking to just jump out the window and run like Jalen Hurts. Also, Schwartz, the right tackle, who's a very good right tackle, who's been on IR, he's eligible to return.
Yep.
Mike Remmers has a back injury.
He does.
If these two guys don't start, do you really want your third-string right tackle dealing with Cam Jordan? Because that's what he would be up against. I'm going to assume Schwartz or Remmers are going to start. With that being said, I'm going to take I think it'll be a high-scoring game, Skip. I'm going to go 35. I'll go 35-30, Kansas City.
Okay. I believe that the New Orleans defense is suddenly getting underrated because of what Jalen Hurts did to it. Jalen Hurts took it by surprise. They were not ready for Jalen Hurts because I've tried to explain to you, he doesn't look as fast on tape as he plays. He runs so effortlessly that on tape, he doesn't look like he's moving as rapidly as he is in real time on a real football field. So they were not ready. They got blindsided by the poise and the playmaking of Jalen Hurts. So, again, were they looking ahead? Sure, they were looking ahead. They thought this would be pretty much a walk in the park with a rookie quarterback thrown into this fire that we've started and burned for the last 4 weeks because they were leading the league in sacks over the previous month. So here they come home, and I don't think they like hearing the talk about we're in big trouble because these guys are coming to town. I will give you, those are the three best players on the field. Michael Thomas may have something to say about that, but I'll take Tyreek and Kelce over Michael Thomas, even though he was the offensive player of the year last year in the National Football League. But I still say this is a top 5 defense, and I still say those two New Orleans corners are good enough to at least hold their own. And again, I don't know which one's going to take Tyreek. I don't know if they're going to mix and match. You need two people on Tyreek at all times, obviously. But the point is that I believe that, look, Taysom Hill, I know Michael likes Taysom Hill. We've talked about it. I like Taysom Hill. I thought he played pretty to very well over the last 4 weeks. But he could be even better in that gadget role,
Yes.
which I think will expand even more now that he's gotten his feet wetter and wetter and played a lot of starting quarterback. So the combination, I think you're going to see a whole lot of Taysom Hill.
Right.
And Drew will go split out wide, or Drew doesn't mind. He just comes out of the game sometimes.
Right.
So it's going to be a combination at quarterback. And I believe it's a do or die for New Orleans, who's had a great year, to say, we're going to take a stand at home. I think they will be able to hold Mahomes to 27 and win 30-27 because last seen at Miami, Patrick Mahomes was throwing 3 interceptions and taking a minus 30-yard sack where he just ran backwards and backwards and backwards, and whoops, they got me.
And Miami defense isn't a slouch.
No,
and he got 30. He got 33 against them, and even after 3 picks, he still threw 4. They almost had 500 yards on offense, Skip.
Okay.
That just lets you know what he's.
I think New Orleans defense is better than Miami's. As good as Miami's has been, as solid as it's been, I believe New Orleans is better.
You believe their corners are better?
Yep, I do.
You think?
I think just in experience, big game experience.
I'm taking Howard and Jones over Jack Rabbit and
I don't love Byron Jones, but you know why? He let me down way too many times. I just don't love it.
I'll tell you what. If the Saints win this game, what it's going to do for their team morale, the rest of the NFC better look out, because if they win this game, we know what the New Orleans Saints have been through the last 2 or 3 years. It hasn't been good. You know, it's there's been a lot of setbacks, and they need to get back. They need to get right. So if they win this game, what it's going to do for their confidence, it's going to shake up the NFC. It's going to do a lot for them moving forward, and not good for teams like Seattle and Green Bay, who they'll have to face.
Green Bay said we already put puss in you. Green Bay put puss in the with Drew healthy too in the dome. You remember that, Mike?
This might be it. This might be it for Drew, and I know he's going to go out with a bang. And this is the time that they're going to tighten it up, and things are going to be official for the New Orleans Saints. So look out. If they win this game, we got something in the NFC with the New Orleans Saints.
Maybe, Skip, if we're in normal circumstances, 70,000 screaming in the dome.
It hurts.
But now they're down.
It takes a lot out of it.
It was at 6,000. Now they're down to 3,000. That's spread out. So it doesn't have the same impact, because I can hear everything. I can hear all my checks. I can hear everything. I ain't got to use no hand signals. Because 3,000 in a building that big, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so bottom line, can New Orleans run the ball on Kansas City?
That seems to be,
Can it be determined?
Yes.
I think they can, and they will, which will control the clock.
You better control it.
Yep.
But Mahomes don't need much time. He
can throw those interceptions quickly.
Don't do that, Skip.
Boom, 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 boom. Just like,
what about you?
Another interception.
Skip, don't do that. The man's about to have 5,040
he is.
in his fourth year starting. In his third year starting. That's ridiculous.
And I want to congratulate you early, so I can jinx you that these are your 2 Super Bowl picks, and they're playing each other, and you're opting for Mahomes boy.
Why you got to? Look.
Congratulations, you picked the 2 Super Bowl teams early. Way to go.
I mean, at the beginning of the year, you took the Ravens. You took Tampa Bay.
I did.
Okay.
And it ain't over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So I congratulate you and I jinx you at the same time.
I'll take that congratulations. And this is the game that I got circled this weekend. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. We're moving on. Will we see a major drop-off in the Lakers' performance during the regular season?
What?
We'll